This Saturday, March 2nd at 7:30 at the Winnipeg Art Gallery's Mary Richardson Auditorium, the Virtuosi Concert Series is putting on a concert called With Sick and Famished Eyes. Featuring the otherworldly, gorgeous voice of Canadian baritone Jonathan Adams, this is going to be a fantastic concert that features 17th century song with traditional Indigenous musics and their own poetry. Opening up the concert will be a string trio that consists of three of the finest young string players in Winnipeg today. The Triad Trio, consisting of violinist Bella Rogers, violist Michaela Sawatsky, and cellist Sophie Karen, were formed in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, and since the dark time, they have won awards at the Winnipeg Music Festival and have been selected by Virtuosi's Young Artist Program and their stringent selection process to open up this weekend's concert. And joining me here in the Classic 107 studio, I am joined by the Triad Trio. Hello, Bella, Michaela, and Sophie. Nice to have you here.
Hi, thank you for having us.
I first want to start out by talking about how the trio formed. How did it form? Can you talk about that a bit and maybe make a little bit of reference to the Winnipeg Youth Orchestra?
Yeah, as you said, we were formed just during the pandemic, and it was kind of a time where it was really weird because everything was online, so we kind of met both in a virtual kind of setting and in person, very, in distance form. So yeah, that was...
Yeah, and we also originally met in the Winnipeg Youth Orchestra. We were quite little. Me and Bella first met in the Youth Strings.
Yes,
and
I was 10, I believe, and she was 9.
I was 9,
yes.
Yep. And then we met Michaela a bit later on.
Yeah.
I knew Michaela from before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We all met later.
Yeah.
The group was formed during the pandemic, but can you talk about Laurel Howard? Who is she, and how did you meet her, and what's her influence on the trio?
So, Laurel Howard was my private teacher for a very long time.
And this is Bella speaking,
This is Bella, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And she suggested to me that it'd be fun to form a string group.
Yeah. She was my first teacher when I was playing violin, actually, starting in grade 1. And she was actually the one who convinced me to switch over to viola and kind of introduce that whole side of that, which I'm very thankful because I wouldn't obviously be here without her. So, yeah.
So she helped sort of put things together.
She did, yeah.
Teachers are so super important. I want to go around the trio. Can each of you talk about who your teachers are and how long you've been studying with them? Bella, I'm going to start with you.
Okay, well, I'm studying with Gwen Hobig. I've been studying with her for about 2 years now, and I was with Laurel Howard before, but I'm studying with Gwen now.
And Michaela, how about you?
I'm currently studying with Elise Lavallee, who's acting principal chair in viola in the WSO. But previously, I started off with Laurel Howard, as I mentioned. And then during the pandemic, I was with Dan Schultz. Yeah.
And then, Sophie, how about you?
I'm currently studying with Dr. Mina Rose Chung. She is the cello professor at the University of Manitoba. I'm also studying with cellist Barry Fils-Aimé, and my childhood teacher, I started with her when I was 4, was Desiree Abbey.
I also know that Laurel Howard teaches at the Rosamunda Summer Strings Academy. Actually, that's how I know the name. Have the three of you ever been to the academy, and have you performed together as a trio there?
Yeah, we've performed as a trio for the last 2 years. Both the last 2 years, I happened to have a conflict that went over the first little bit of the camp, and so they usually do string quartets there, but the director, Elation Pauls, decided it would be better for us. Or did we advocate for that? I don't remember.
I think she invited the Triad to perform and get coached as a trio.
Kind of as a guest at the end.
So we got to perform at the Rosamunda Concerts and got coached by really lovely teachers, which was really great.
Yeah, it's such a great string festival. It's a real gem on the prairie for string players.
For sure.
You all met in youth orchestra, and you played in youth orchestra. What do you like about playing in a chamber music environment as opposed to performing in the string section of an orchestra?
I think it's much more personal.
Mhm.
Getting to play with friends and just eye contact while playing with each other. And I do think that playing in orchestra is very helpful for chamber musicians to learn that, but also just having your own parts and being sort of like a soloist on those parts.
Yeah, I think the community of orchestra is so amazing that there's so many people who all come and they love what they do and they love playing together. But yeah, just like the intimacy of playing with fewer people and just kind of making those connections and speaking through musical phrases is just so special and something that I think we're all very lucky that we get to do so often. So.
Yeah, having that part independence, it's almost like three people having a conversation, but it's all been choreographed.
Sure. And you have to make sure that you know your part really well.
Can you talk about what you're going to be performing on Saturday night to open up the Virtuosi concert?
Yeah. We will be playing Beethoven Serenade in D major, Opus 8, Movement 4. It's a really fun and challenging piece. And it really demonstrates a lot of technical abilities of each player. Yeah.
What else do you like about the piece?
Well,
I mean, I know the Serenade actually quite well.
Yeah.
It's a great piece.
Sophie likes it because there's a really fun cello solo in the beginning.
Yes, there's lots of fun happening for the violas as well.
Yes,
very all over the place.
Which is for all parts, which is nice.
Which is pretty common for the middle strings, but yeah.
Well, for the trio for sure.
The trio for sure.
Yeah. You knew how to write for strings.
Yeah.
Are you all intending on pursuing a career in music? And if so, where do you want to go study? Michaela, I'll start with you.
So I do hope to continue playing in chamber groups, specifically at U of M. I know they have a great music program and playing in that. But I actually have loved going into the sciences and getting an education in like primary and stuff. So that's kind of where I'm headed in the future and how I'm kind of seeing it. So yeah.
Yeah, and Sophie, how about you?
I am planning on studying at Des Hôtels Faculty of Music at U of M in September. So I'm very excited for that.
And Bella, how about you?
I'm going to be studying violin performance at CMU next year, the Faculty of Music there, because when I'm there, I can continue studying with Gwen Hobig, which is amazing.
Yeah, she's a great teacher.
She's such a good teacher.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you all looking forward to most about this weekend's performance?
I think it'll be fun to play together. We haven't played together in a while. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but
perform together more.
Together, yeah. And it's more of a formal setting than what we usually do.
Yeah, we get to play at the WAG, which
it's very exciting.
We're all so excited about that.
Yeah.
It's a great venue. Yeah.
I'm going to wrap up the conversation by asking quick, fast. Bella, who's your favorite violinist?
David Oistrakh, I think.
As we talked about off air. Michaela, your favorite violist?
Oh, there's so many. I think Antoine Temestit is amazing, and his style is just so admirable.
And Sophie, how about you?
I'm going to have to say Canadian cellist Ariel Barnes.
Wow, yeah. And I've interviewed him a couple of times, and he's the nicest guy ever, and a fabulous cellist. Bella, Sophie, and Michaela, this has just been so great to meet you all and learn about the Triad Trio. All the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much for having us.